charter, how I employ my mind during the outer silence, it will run riot. So that means, we can infer that outer silence will be helpful only when there is a keen aspiration in us to develop this inner silence. It is difficult, very difficult. So during the inner silence, so probably during the outer silence, we can have some self-imposed discipline like chanting Ram Nam for some time, mentally, watching a few portions from. We try to remember what all God has given to us. And a few slogas. Papa advised Puja Swamiji to learn a few slogas. That will help. The slogas where we have got alignment, not because we do it. Why are we drawn towards that particular? All silently. 3 hours of the waking day on that Mauna day. If we try to engage our mind on these subjects, it might help us to lead to inward silence, inner silence. Each one has to try and see to what extent it helps. Because the mind, an active person, when he either in the ashram, involved in ashram seva or in family level, professional level, social level, one day suppose we sit, if the sufficient preparation has not been done, the mind will go to so many places. These experiments we have to do, not that this will work or that will work. Idea is to somehow fill our mind with God thought. We may not be able to arrest completely, but we may get more time on that day. Suppose in the ordinary day, suppose we get only 1% or 2%. When we go to our puja room or something like that, 1% or 2% or 3%. Rest of the time, mind is made to engage in so many other activities. But on the very clear why we are observing Mauna. And how to truth. Like myself, Gandhiji says, in the attitude of silence, the soul finds the path in clearer light, and what is elusive, deceptive, resolves itself into crystal clearness. Say, for example, suppose we watch our breathing. For 1 minute or 2 minutes. That experience you will get, And if we find it is aligning with what we have, we will increase it. If it doesn't align, we will leave it. This has to be, I think the more we think about it, we have to devise a completely methodology that suits us. We have been following the directions of masters, Where have we reached? So that means the time has come for us to devise a methodology for us individually. All our masters have devised their own methodology. but we are trying to follow them. That is why we find it difficult. Even Ram chanting. Somebody asks us to chant, we don't get it. So it's even the chanting, the preparation for chanting, it should suit to our own. It is difficult to get any guidance from outside. This is the blunt truth. When we look at the lives of all Mahatmas, you will find they did not crowd around their gurus. They did not follow, they got direction, got awakened by Shastras and Mahatmas, but they devised their own method. So in our case, we are trying to follow the instruction of Papa. Okay, Papa has shared so many things, but the same Papa has told, I will try to share, I don't know how to share this. Sundaragunu. We have to devise some our own method. If, for example, in bhajans, different ragas are there, no? One particular raga is appealing to us. So we remember that raga again and again. And each artist, musician, when he presents a particular raga, we crave to hear that again and again. No? That means he is bringing out his fullest in the particular music. I would like to share. You first go, I will show you what is to be shared. First, I share one. என்ன ஷேர் பண்ணணும் சார் அதை எங்க ஓபன் பண்ணிருக்கேன் ஓபன் பண்ணிக்கல ஓபன் ஃபர்ஸ்ட் அதை ஓபன் பண்ணிக்கோ நோ இல்ல இங்க எடுக்க சைலன்ஸ் go to the desktop. Can you see everybody see?
We can make it little size. We can font size can be increased.
Now?
Yes, better. Yes. Yes, Swami. Sundar, it is nice now. Very big.
Yeah.
Readable.
Now, why we are bringing out this article again, we will say, so many of us have been following the directions of our masters, or many people will be following their masters. What has happened to us? Every now and then we have to keep on asking. We feel suppose we are relieved from our usual field and go to a different field. We are free from our routine challenges, routine demands, routine duties. And at that time, normally we all feel we will be able to concentrate more on the God dimension. But when we go there actually, though relatively we are free from anything, we are unable to make use of that opportunity for the purpose for which we originally started. Why? Then we try to understand that sufficient preparation has not been done at the mental level. Nobody else can give any guidance. So that means that is what is called aspiration. No? We have to devise by trial and error, trial and error, trial and error. We have to devise a method by which the mind will make use of the opportunities which it has craved for. So, for example, mom. We may be thinking that suppose we go to another place where we are free, relatively we are free from our routine commitments. We will be free, no? So we will be able to spend more time on God dimension. But when we go there, it doesn't happen. Everybody can, whoever has tried, they will know this from their very life. So that means what? I am again looking for a direction from outside. I have been trying to follow the direction from outside, and this is the result. I may be able to remember so many things, read, reproduce, like what we are going to see now. But ultimately, it has to come from a discipline which is self-imposed. I will read out the portion which Papa has also done it, no? Not that Papa suddenly Vittarao became the saint and gave this. He passed through all these things. That is why he was able to bring it out for the sake of all of us. The life of the individual must grow like a bud into a flower and a flower into a fruit. As we provide the necessary conditions and environments for the growth and fruition of the bud into a fruit, so also is it with life. The life of the individual must grow like a bud into a flower. It is natural, you know. Nobody can do anything for the bud to open. You watch any flower plant in your own place. When you see the bud, do you do anything? Does it ask anything? But there is a process by which the bud opens itself into a flower. Papa is just reminding. We can provide the necessary conditions and environments. But in the life of an adult spiritual aspirant, the best discipline for his advancement and ultimate realization is the self-imposed discipline. Not what somebody has suggested will not. Here, imitation and abject implicit obedience to the law set by anyone, however highly evolved the person may be, he may be, will, instead of bringing into being an illumined individual, only produce a human robot without initiative. For anything and everything, we look up to somebody, you know. So Papa bluntly says, all its inner powers and beauty unexpressed and unrevealed. So that means we are asking him, we are begging, we are appealing, we are praying, we are crying to him. How should I make myself aware of your presence? I've been following instructions from Shastras, Mahatmas, but the simple truth is that I have not reached. I may feel some progress, but the ultimate, I have not at all got it. So that means when we have got from outside, observing silence. Good. The saint or Shastras have, Mahatmas, they have experimented and gave to us. You try to go to inward journey by observing silence. That we take it. What do we do when we observe silence? Because our mind has to be trained, Nobody else knows our mind. Everyone is unique. So everyone has to devise a method which is unique. So Satsang, hearing discourses, darshan of Mahatmas, access towards some of the Shastras, bhajans, nama, all these things will help us. But at the same time, it will be there during that particular time, and then afterwards we are back to square one. So if it has to go deep within me, I must I must tune my mind to become receptive to it, so that they stay with me even after the session is over. Nobody can give us any clue. We can say we have to be attentive. That's all. Somebody can say you can, but to become attentive, I have to practice myself. These words, when we read for the first time, left a deep impact. That is why now we are in a position to take it out. Where it is mentioned, how it is to be brought out, all those things, it will help us. But this particular act of bringing this powerful article of Papa, these are all from unpublished articles of Papa. So it has been compiled and brought out in the form of unpublished, and it has been categorized, and under sadhana, this particular article has been kept. Every now and then, we must have shared this many a time in this satsang, but the background behind it. Because this is for a sadhaka who is struggling to open up a channel of himself with the inner reality. This might help us. I will say might, because each one has to. In one of the articles which you remember, Swami Chidanji mentioned this. You are unique. That article comes back again and again. Just for example, no? Not that this is 100% correct, this example is correct. But it will go somewhere near what we are trying to understand. A saint who has lived 100 years back, and he has given out his, no, Papa dropped the body in 1963. After 63, the society has seen so many things. We are all a product of this society. So till 1963, the world, the society had, and then after 63, now for the 60 years, in the 60 years, so many changes have taken place in our lifestyle, in communication, in human relationship. The consumerism is up and up. Science and technology has moved fast. So many things have happened. If we don't try to connect our master's thoughts with this, and if we try to stay there, period, the gap will be there. We don't know how far we have made it clear. Kindly think about it. These equipments, or what do you call this, so many concepts we have developed now because of this. And these are all in our mind. We are trying to hear a master telling us that you go to silence. It was possible for them because they have devised a method for themselves. Now, when they say observe silence, I must now know that I am in the midst of so many other things. You call it a distraction or different fields. And in this, I have to bring me up. It was not there during that time. It was something else for them. In some other form, it was there. But I must know where the mind is now used to it. To make it more clear, if 60 years back or 70 years back or 100 years back, a person who is now fired with discipline, spiritual progress, he leaves everything, goes to a secluded place and lives with the barest minimum possessions and no expectation about tomorrow. And then he tries to go inward. And then he gets some idea. What are we doing? We cannot do any of these things. But we want to experience what has been experienced by those Mahatmas. It is not denied to us. But I have to employ a different methodology. That's what we are trying. The lifestyle has changed. So I must now bring out something by which I will be able to withdraw, though not physically, mentally from all my fields, and then employ an altogether unique method to dwell on Lord dimension. So here again we read the life of the individual must grow like a bud into a flower, and the flower into a fruit. As we provide the necessary conditions and environments for the growth and fruition of the bud into a fruit, so also is it with life. In the life of the adult spiritual aspirant, the best discipline for his advancement and ultimate realization is the self-imposed discipline. How will I know which discipline is okay for me? Trial and error, that's all. When you go to the chappal shop, sandal shop, you try various, You have no idea which you want to select, or even the number probably you would have forgotten. So he gives you half a dozen, you keep on trying, asking to Then you walk and you find, no, this is not all right, this is not all right, and finally you select one. Nobody can impose, You have to do the selection by yourself. I cannot buy for somebody else. I may be, and that person may be accepting it out for the love. But really speaking, each one goes and picks up what is new. Think about it now. This is what we feel now. Looking back to our own life, we find we have been trying to follow many, but ultimately we come to a blind wall. We cannot move further. Then we look at our master's life. What did they do? They tried through the known paths, and finally, when they found that they were not progressing, they imposed certain disciplines on themselves. And because of that, the indwelling reality tried to open up a channel with that individual and made him to get illumined, awakened. This is what we feel. Each one has to find out. So ultimate realization is the self-imposed discipline. Here, imitation and abject implicit obedience to the law set by anyone, however highly evolved he may be, will, instead of bringing into being an illumined individual, only produce a human robot without initiative. All its inner powers and beauty unexpressed, unrevealed. The transition of Vittal Rao from Vittal Rao to Swami Ramdas. The transition of Mother Krishna Bai to the Vishwamata Krishna. Start thinking. When Puja Swamiji, when he came as another Shiva, and when after 8 or 9 months stay in ashram, when he said, when he went and told Papa that he has not come here to do all these things, he would like to retire by himself, contemplative life. Papa did not give a long lecture, God is everywhere. If you see God there, you should be able to see God here. All those things Papa did not say. Immediately Papa said, yes, you can go. You better go to Rishikesh. And to stay there naturally, one has to take to sannyas life, so either you take up sannyas. Be there, don't join any organization. That word. Be there, don't join any organization. Stay separate. So that this uniqueness should come. He has to try and bring it out. So what all these things point out? And it doesn't mean Papa is not belittling the importance of Shastras, Gurus, Satsang. No. He says, the next line, the keen aspiration for attaining the highest truth must be there. Contact with the divinely illumined personality must also be there. But the unfoldment of the hidden divine life and truth in the sadhaka must take place according to the nature and qualities of his inner and outer life and being. Not copy paste. This particular word is very clear now. Contact with the divinely illumined personality must also be there. Is it clear now, the building? Now it may be clear.
Yes, Swamiji, it is clear.
This is one, what we are now underlining, Very important for all of us. The keen aspiration for attaining the highest truth must be there. Contact with the divinely illumined personality must also be there. But the unfoldment of the hidden divine life and truth in the sadhaka must take place according to the nature and qualities of his inner and outer life and being. So when we go back to the original, when we are prompted to follow, we go to a different place, preferably an ashram, because not in our day, a place where it is conducive, where you are not disturbed, you are not known, and you try to have a contact with the inner reality. You try in your own way. Then even then, initially it will be charming, but later on, the same mind. What do I do? So here, these three aspects, the key aspiration for attaining the higher truth must be there. Contact with the divinely illumined personality must also be there. But the unfoldment of the hidden divine life and truth in the sadhaka must take place according to the nature and qualities of his inner and outer life and being. So I try, concentrating on Rana, hearing the sound of the name, trying to repeat mentally. I will know whether the mind is behaving well, or concentrating on the outgoing and incoming breath. I try to hear a bhajan. Whether I am attentive, I am passing through the theme, or just like I'm watching. I can read few lines like this, and see whether the mind is within them or going out. So, but when we try our various methods, one method will stay with us. It is in line with our nature, according to the nature and qualities of his inner and outer life and being. So it could be chanting, it could be mental chanting, it could be observing the mind, it could be observing the incoming and outgoing breath. Might be a few lines from any book which we get inspired. In our case, Papa's Life, In Quest of God, anything. Not reading for hours together, only for a few minutes. And watch ourselves whether we are trying to properly with it. So in 5 or 6 items we try in the morning hours, and we will by about say 7 o'clock or 8 o'clock, we will be able to know which one stays. If nothing stays, we try another one. And here we have been assured that when we show some signs to, he will slowly open up. 100%. He will slowly open. Then we will catch hold of it and then continue. This is a great lesson Papa is teaching us. That's how he did it, no? And later on, when we think about our various activities and success, so-called labeled success in any field, then we will find it is not by copy-paste I have developed. It is because the excellence has come out because of concentration, because of commitment, because of resolve, So it is, look that whether it is for spiritual or worldly, the same rule applies. In the school classroom, with the same text, same teacher, same curriculum, same syllabus, same examination, but everybody is not the same. What is that factor? There it is according to the nature and qualities of his inner and outer life and being. So the absorption level, the assimilating level, reproducing the level, interacting the level, all these things are unique. And nobody can, the father and mother may say, study. Ultimately, no, it just come from within. Many students who come to ashram for sessions, they used to tell our facilitator, the parents are only worried about study. Parents have never asked us, what do you want? Then how will they know? They only want marks. And because of that, no, there's communication gap, bias to use so many things. So what does it mean? That means if we are not allowing of our own individual flowering of our own individuality, which God has given us, we will not be able to follow. Learning by heart and reproducing it in the examination may give me good marks, but I may not be able to do anything later. No? Copy paste. No? So now it comes to us. We were previously thinking that for all other matters we develop our own. You try to develop a dish. You try in your own. You have heard about it. How to prepare a particular sweet or a item. And then what do? People who have done it will definitely remember this. You try to keep on doing it and taste or smell or ask somebody to taste, and you ask their opinion whether it has come up that standard, what is to be added, what is to be deleted, what is to be modified, and finally you get a formula of how to prepare that. So it is there in theory, but from the theory to the practical, when we do that, what is the exercise we are doing? Suppose we want to write an article. Suppose we want to present something. What do we do? If it is trying to borrow somebody's ideas and go, it will not have the telling effect. But if you have absorbed it and putting it in your own way, combining with your own experience, the effect will be marvelous. That is why you and I go and listen to Mahatma's words. Because it has come originally from them. And though it is not proper for us to highlight, Papa bluntly says, whatever revelations he has done, it has come from his own experience, not from any shastras. Later on, he tallied with shastras. That's it. The moment we read that, wow, what we have understood so far and what our master is revealing, vast difference. So we try to go through the shastras and then try to do. No, it has not helped us. We try to do something, try to bring out the efficiency, and then see whether it is a play of the mind or whether it is correctly in line with the Shruti. No. The original. Divine revelations are called Shrutis. Shrutis Smriti Puranana Alayam Karunalayam. The Shruti means, somebody who has pumped deep into it. They have passed it on their revelations. From there started this entire thing. But suppose we go through this academic part, we have found, whether it is successful in others' case, we don't know. But we have found in our case, the academic part does not help us to become. It is nice to hear, that's all. But when it comes to our progress, we find it has not that much influence. So the outer silence and inner silence, when we try to understand it, outer silence we know without talking. But if the inner silence, if the effort is not there to develop the inner silence, the outer silence, however much we do, may not be of much use. Some use is there, no doubt. Much use in the real purpose is somehow to develop this link between me and him. I want to feel the awareness of, I want to become aware of him within me. All Shastras, Mahatmas, everybody have told that he is within me. He is behind everything. Everything is happening only by his will. All these things they have said truthful statement revelations from their own experience. If I hear this experience and try to live up to it, I cannot. I am not trained my group. Is it becoming clear? The keen aspiration for attaining the highest truth must be there. Contact with the divinely illuminated personality must also be there. But the unfoldment of the hidden divine life and truth in the sadhaka must take place according to the nature and qualities of his inner and outer life and being. That means nobody can guide us beyond.
Swamiji, good evening. I just want to know, how do you overcome, how do you exercise, how do you bring it practice in inner silence? By, doing it some, whatever you say, I observed it, but how do you overcome it and how do you bring it in inner silence?
Again, suppose, we say it is from our standpoint,
Yeah.
Here, clearly, Papa says, according to the nature and qualities of his inner and outer life and being. So there is, we don't know whether we are right or wrong. This is how we look at it. We have to keep on doing the trial and error method.
Okay.
Suppose I don't eat anything previous day, and then go with an empty stomach, and I go with one fruit. I have my bath very early in the morning. I do some water, minimum food. Why this echo is coming? I don't know. So then we try, Then what happens to me? Whether that is okay for me. The mind is calm, very receptive.
Yeah, that feeling comes. Sometimes it comes.
Like that, each one has to try and see for oneself.
Oh, fine. At times I'm getting it, feeling it. Whenever I'm walking, doing it, some exercise.
Because we have seen in Adyar, in Gujarat, one Swami with all his good intention has provided a place where you go, you are right to them very in advance, and then the door will be shut. You are inside the room, door will be shut.
Okay.
Suppose you say 3 days, 5 days, 7 days, something like that. There is a day there, you open. They will give you the book. You don't come out.
Okay. That means we become so less interaction with outside also.
Yes, absolutely, you are right. Whether the only when you go there, when you put yourself in that, you will know whether these outer disciplines have helped in controlling the
Inner silence.
wandering nature of the mind.
Okay.
Physically, we are inside this room. That's all. Mind can go anywhere,
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah, yes. Right.
So with all good intentions we made, people are getting some relief, some benefit out of it. Not that people are not getting. But suppose we go there and come out, do we get enlightened, illumination? No.
Maybe by doing a lot of practice,
So these are all helpful. We should go there, try once and see. We go for Vipassana, 7 days, a total what you call ban of having any interaction with anybody, whether it serves me. So many things are made available by God, through so many instruments.
But that's a very
days or 10 days you observe silence. You will not even look at somebody intently. And minimum food, very little food.
You will be put up within the four walls, I believe, right? You don't see any person or anything. Even photographs.
Whether it is, so many people are going now, especially who are fully busy in their family, professional and social life. It gives them a lot of relief, a lot of relaxation. But those who are going there to have a dialogue with him, whether it has given them the illumination that God is within me, He is making me do, He has actuated my life, He is making, that we don't know. So that means we have to keep on trying. All these things are valid. Nothing is invalid. Nothing is useless.
Correct.
So we have to try our own method.
Okay.
Shutting out, opening up. And probably a stage may come when we feel, whatever we do, He has been with us. He is with us. On stage we should be. It is not something new. We are trying to understand that He is with us, He has been with us.
Okay.
In the form of life, in the form of awareness, in the form of intelligence. He is with us, He has been with us, He is with us, He has been with us. Ultimately, I must realize that. Once again, I will repeat. In aspiration, attaining the highest truth must be there. Contact with the divine personality will also be there. But the unfoldment of the hidden divine life and truth in the sadhaka must take place according to the nature and qualities of his inner and outer life and being. We know that we cannot hasten the ripening of a raw fruit, and if by any process cause it to ripen artificially or prematurely, taste of the fruit will never be the same as the one which has ripened in the natural foods. Saints are therefore called the awakeners, whose gaze works on the sadhaka like the sunlight on the lotus bud, which blossoms into a fragrant and beautiful flower. Unless the ego sense disappears, the divine life in us can never reveal itself in its glory. Be like a child, and the power, charm, and sweetness of the divine will radiate through you like the luster of the gem. Good God should possess you, not in any one part of your being, but in every act, raw, subtle of your entire physical, mental, and vital being. You will become now a very image of a supernatural essence made up of infinite love, power, and joy. You behold all beings, creatures, and things in the world as your own reflections. Nay, yourself manifested in the form, though you are looking at yourself as though you are looking at yourself in a mirror. This consciousness of divine unity and oneness of all existence is the summum bonum of a real divinized life which has attained the zenith of spiritual perfection. So the most important thing is it must take place according to the nature and qualities of his inner and outer life and being. So we feel only each and every sadhaka, because he is unique, he has to try and develop a unique methodology. All of the outer, it is not that it is useless. It helps a lot. But shifting, selecting something that will help me, that has to be done by me. Jnana, bhakti, karma. A combination. How do I combine? Percentage of jnana, percentage of bhakti, percentage of karma. Nobody can prescribe that to me. Because I will not be able to do it. I would like to do it, but the experiment will not help me. It will not cooperate with me. That is the blunt truth. I go and hear them. I spend some time in the ashram. I go and hear a Mahatma's words. I practice in my own way so many things. But at the end of the period, I ask myself whether I have established a contact with him. That is the litmus test, which nobody will be able to say that.
Till you achieve it, you have to do continuously without that delay, without that break. You have to continue to do so.
Correct. We have to continue to do until we realize ourselves.
Correct.
And, nobody can say that.
So any day, anything can happen. At the pulse of moment would be. One pulse.
It will be reflected in our act, in your thoughts, words, and deeds, no doubt. But ultimately, only the person will know whether the link has been established.
Correct.
Okay, Guruji, once fact is already written, na?
The fate is
Once fate is already written, na?
fate.
Fate.
He's
Fate.
He's talking about fate. Destiny.
Destiny.
Yeah.
Why are we asking others? If faith is the, we know that without faith nothing moves.
Swamiji, Harivam Swamiji, he wants to know about the destiny, fate, fate, vidhi.
Why do we, having come to this up to this level, why are we taking our head on all these things? Why not we take a process?
Absolutely. My colleague is asking the same question.
Enough we had all these, question answers.
Absolutely.
Let us put ourselves on the process.
Absolutely.
Which process is, nobody can guide us. So I have to try and keep on bringing out which process will enable me to establish the link. For all other things, so many things will help. But ultimately, to establish the link between me and the power, I must set myself on a process. Let us not divert our attention. So, to get ourselves concretized, we take the words of masters. And Papa, is blunt. He's very blunt. The keen aspiration for attaining the highest truth must be there. Otherwise, all these things will not work.
Yes.
Keen aspiration for attaining the highest truth must be there. Contact with the divinely illuminated personality must also be there. But the unfoldment of the hidden divine life and truth of the sadhaka must take place according to the nature and qualities of his inner and outer life and being. So the keen aspiration and contact with the divinely illuminated personality, they are a must. But
conscious effort must.
Kindly go through these words again and again and again.
Yeah.
Then it will give you some light. And then you look what you have so far lived,
Correct. Thank you, sir. Thank you.
The poems, they bring out poems,
Yeah.
Where from they get the guidance? Nobody will say you write a poem like this and a poem comes out.
It comes instantaneously.
It takes place according to the nature and qualities of his inner and outer life and being.
Correct.
Those poems are ever inspiring. Songs are ever inspiring. Ragas are ever inspiring. Words are ever inspiring. We try to understand. And we are in our anxiety. We are trying to get guidance from outside. To some extent, it will help. But ultimately, it is not helping. We know that. All these things are there in Papa's various texts. And whatever he has undergone, he has put it for the posterity, for people like us. Why is it that this question should push me, why is it that even after being 30 years, 40 years, 50 years, why I have not established the link between him and me?
We slip away.
That will definitely and correct this keen aspiration. I have not been having keen aspiration. I have not contacted the divinely illuminated personality at the real level, at the superficial level, physical level, sentimental level, emotional level. I have established, but I have not really understood Papa.
Total surrender is.
I'm still looking at him as a person. Oh. So contact with the divine individual personality must also be there. Means from the outer level to the inner level. You remember Papa's words when somebody was writing to him, "You want to see Ramdas? Why you want to see Ramdas?" Then he says, "Don't replace, don't substitute an iron chain as well as a golden chain to an iron chain. At the moment you are attached to so many things, which is called the iron. And you want to get the physical form of the gold, that is the golden chain. He says both are chains. Both are bondages. It will not help. Anyway, it was a very nice topic.
Thank you so much.
A lot of food for thought. So we pray to him. You have given us all these ideas now. Enabled me to set myself on a process by which I can feel Hayo. Yeah, how do I close this and stop sharing? Okay. Then what do I do?
Video on, Swamiji.
Video?
On.
Keep on.
You can see us.
No, that video is there, Swamiji.
Can I close this document?
Sundar, video on.
Very good.
Yes, sir.
Think about all this. Hayo. Oh, so today is Friday. So we will meet on Monday. Monday what is?
30.
13.
13th.
Swamiji, Wednesday 15th is Foundation Day. Ashram Foundation.
Next Wednesday is foundation. 15th May, Ashram Foundation.
Ashram day.
Okay. Okay. So Monday and Wednesday, no. 14th we may not be here. That's why I check out. Okay, for 15th we will definitely be. Hariyo. Om Shri Ram, Jai Ram, Jai Ram.